If AKB48's slogan is idols that you can meet, then NMB48's is idols that can make you laugh. NMB has a very unique trait that sets them apart from the other 48 groups and other idol groups. They're based in the comedy capital of Japan, Osaka, and are also owned by the biggest entertainment and comedian agency in the country, Yoshimoto Kogyo. While they have theater performances, concerts, handshake events, and all the other things that other groups do, they also lean into their comedy and variety gimmicks with humorous MCs and variety shows. One of their current theater shows is literally called Namba, which consists of several of the group's funny and gimmicky songs, like Worota People, Nande and an Idol, and Homani Thank You, to name a few. And it even has a variety game segment in the middle of it. NMB are no strangers to variety shows. Unfortunately, all their televised shows have long since gone off the air.
There was Docking 48 from 2011 to 2013, which starred a bunch of comedians and NMB 48 members, and is basically a very standard variety show. This show would change to NMB to Manabukun in 2013 and would air until 2020,
which would focus more on the edutainment factor, where a guest would come in and talk about a corporation, a current event, and so on. And the members would be quizzed on the topics and would usually give really humorous answers. NMB48 Gaining was only on from 2012 until 2014, but they also got 2 movies. Here, the members would be coached on the basics of Japanese comedy, with many of the skills still being relevant to this day. Unfortunately, none of the members from those shows are still in the group, but I digress. They actually still do have one TV show that's been on since 2020. It's called Otoitachi. It's a very low-key music talk show where the members interview very minor music artists. Also, the show comes on at 3 AM on Wednesday mornings, so it's understandable if you've never heard of it before. With that said, NMB's variety talent is still going strong, albeit in a slightly unorthodox manner. They still have some variety shows that have been going on since 2015, but they started on Kawaiian TV, which is a now defunct satellite TV channel, which rebranded to BS Yoshimoto in 2019. The shows were then moved to YNN, which is NMB's subscription streaming service where very low-budget variety shows would air on Nico Nico Doga. I'll do a deep dive on YNN in another video. For a portion of 2020, the shows were then produced remotely over Zoom due to the coronavirus pandemic. The shows would then air on Line's short-lived livestream service until 2021, when they moved to their current home on the FANY Online service. Now, full disclosure, I originally wrote this article for the English fan magazine Do the Dance, which you can check out in the link down below. It's a really cool and awesomely designed fan magazine that covers recent and not so recent news in the AKB48 group infosphere. But also, this video idea came from a viewer a while ago. I think it was Mr. Mikey J who suggested I do a video about NMB's variety shows. So here I am doing that. So thanks again for the idea. If you like this kind of deep dive explainer video and have suggestions for future video ideas, I'd love to hear them in the comments section. So in this video, I will be talking about NMB's current variety shows, Mera Mera NMB and Bachi Bachi NMB. Their current variety shows are a pair of monthly live stage shows held at the Yes Theater, just across from NMB Theater, called Mera Mera NMB48 and Bachi Bachi NMB48. Fans who have been following the group for much longer will probably know these shows as Yugata NMB48 and Yorugata NMB48, which were hosted by the Japanese comedian duo Diane from 2015 to 2018. The shows were then handed off to comedian duo Mitarizu, who hosted the shows from 2018 to 2021. You may recognize these comedians as they were featured in Nagisa Shibuya's graduation song, Jinsei wa Nagainda. From 2021, Longcoat Daddy took over the reins of Yugata NMB48. There was also another show at this time called Lokegata NMB48, which was a location shoot variety show. This show was later named to Hirogata NMB48, and it was hosted by Navy's Afro. Both the shows Hirogata NMB48 and Yugata NMB48 would end in March 2023, when they would eventually change to their current forms of Mera Mera NMB48 and Bachi Bachi NMB48. While the shows have changed names and hosts over the years, the formats have mostly remained the same. A comedian duo hosts a show, and a cast of 6 NMB48 members do a bunch of variety and improv comedy games. The good thing about these shows is the cast of members isn't set in stone. It's a mix of Senbatsu, non-Senbatsu, and trainee members, so everyone gets a chance. Pretty much everyone has appeared on either of these shows at least once. Despite that, there are usually 1 or 2 regulars that tend to appear almost every month, such as Mai Hiroyama, Miyu Wada,
犯罪者1グランプリ優勝した。
Misaki Sakata,
アイドルの顔してちゃんと
Yumina Deguchi,
ビッグってなんなんビッグもほんまやビッグもあるやんビッグってなんなん
ビッグはなんかよくフルーツ屋さんとかで出てくるじゃない
ない
サイトで
どこで食べてんねんフルーツ
なんか分かんなかったんで英語知ってる英語書いてこう
and Honoka Nishida.
ペのダジャレこのペのタレダジャレこのペのダジャレめっちゃおもろい嘘
These members are usually pretty good at variety, so it can make the shows interesting. If you're a fan of these members, great. If not, then it gets kinda tiresome.
せーのメラメラ NMB48 スタート
Mera Mera NMB48 is hosted by comedian duo Kabe Poster. The structure of this show seems to change from month to month, with some regular segments. Some of these regular segments include photos, where a theme is given and the members submit personal photos before to match a theme. The photos are usually funny or embarrassing photos taken backstage of other members.
動画なんですか
Gakuya News, or Green Room News, is another regular segment where the members share some gossip and funny stories about things that happen behind the scenes. One example of these stories that I liked was when Misaki Yoshino came back from her 3-month study abroad period in the UK.
またちょっと留学エピソードなんですけど留学から帰ってきて最初に劇場公演出ますってなった日があったんですけど、その時にもう本当にメンバーと会うのは1月上旬ぶりとかでちょっとなんか「あ、美咲おかえり」みたいに言ってもらえると信じたんです。
わかる
期待してたら「あ、おはようおはようおはようあ、おかえり」ぐらいで、
うわ寂しい。
でも唯一一人だけ反応してくれたの
誰や
が
優しいの。
安倍若菜さんで、
あ、若ぽんね。はいはい。
ハグしてくれたんです。
してくれた。海外流のあったかかった優しい。
それで私がそれでこの間、そのもう完全に帰ってきた熱みたいなの冷めて普通にいたんですよ。そしたらみゆが「美咲!」
冷めた時
もう完全にその熱消えてたんで、おおみたいに。
それは美咲悪いな。それは美咲悪いわ。
ひどくて私はもう 2,3 ヶ月ぶりに美咲を見たから、あ、久しぶり。
いやめっちゃいいやつやん。
そう言ったら、そうだっけみたいに言われて。
Though these talking segments may not be the most interesting if your Japanese isn't at a high enough level, this is especially true with ogiri, which is a staple of Japanese comedy and consists of coming up with funny answers or responses to questions and prompts. A good example of a prompt that would resonate with idol fans is, what are weird things that fans write on their uchiwas?
表にはみゆ、後ろにはももかと書かれている。
書かれていた。
今日の下着の色何？
キモすぎる。あれ本当に私のファン応援うちわに何と書かれてた。
まさき大好き。
間違えてる。スペル。
Physical comedy is also common with monoboke, or prop gags, where the members pick out items from a table of random items and utilize them in a joke.
なんかこの手はつながんない。あ、もしもしこちらフィリピンです。今から合格者の発表します。205番犬さん、306番たこ焼きさん以上となります。お母さんホーンテッドマンションのオーディション落ちた。
One segment that is usually exclusive to Mera Mera NMB is the Member Presents Corner, where a member prepares a variety segment for the show. These can range from quizzes to 1 versus 5 challenges where a lone senior faces off against all the juniors. One of the strangest iterations of this segment involved Shiori Mizuda being blindfolded and blind touching a member in order to guess which member it was.
もしかしたらメラメラ NMB 今日で最終回になる可能性もありますので、皆さん
なんかでかいんですけど。
なんて言いました今。でかい。ほら。
Mera Mera can have higher highs with its wide variety of games and segments, but it can also have lower lows with the number of talk segments.
のバチバチ NMB48 スタート。
Bachi Bachi NMB48 is hosted by Double Higashi and features 6 other members. This show's structure is more set in stone. The first segment of the show is a series of 3-on-3 variety challenges in which the losing team will have to suffer a punishment game, such as getting spanked by a giant paper fan. Some of these challenges include a race to see who can break through saran wrap windows the fastest with their face, jump rope on acupressure pads, Russian roulette with shock toys,
お願いします。
a Name That Tune quiz where they listen to the first few seconds of an NMB song,
NMB イントロドン。あ、いいや、よしみ。さすが。
天神姫。
and more. For English-speaking fans, you'll probably enjoy the knowledge quizzes in which members compete to see who can correctly write the most English words for a given topic, such as animals or fruit.
ブルー正解。ホワイト正解。
まだあります。まだありますよ。
ジョージ。
This segment is consistently the most entertaining and usually doesn't require too much Japanese knowledge to enjoy. The middle segment is a ranking quiz where before the show, fans will answer a Google form questionnaire and vote for members they think best suit the questions. The questions are hypotheticals that range from which member is the stingiest with money, which member has the filthiest room, which member secretly takes home the leftover food from catering, and so on. The members will then stand in order of the ranking from 1st to 6th without knowing what the ranking topic is, and then they will try to guess the topic. The host will usually feed them hints to help them guess. Members ranked in 1st usually assume it's a good topic, so they'll guess it's something like the cutest member ranking, while members ranked in 6th assume it's a bad topic and will guess it's something like the dumbest member ranking, which causes the top-ranked members to get angry. The final segment is probably the hardest to enjoy without knowing Japanese. One of the hosts will enact a role-play situation with each member, and the members will try to flirt and swoon them with their charms. It can be pretty cringy at times. Probably my favorite instance of this segment was where they role-played doing a 2-shot photo event, and a member would pretend to remove the plastic barrier between them so they could take an even closer picture.
みさきちゃんお願いします。
Oh, you again?
Oh my god.
You always make mistakes and forget everything. Like yesterday, you forgot your eraser and then you my eraser.
ああ、メキシカン。
What? He always says weird things, but I still love you.
At the end of both shows, the host will pick a member they think was the MVP of that episode and will write up a new nickname for that member. Usually, the nickname is a joke or recurring theme that occurred in that episode. The member will have that nickname on their name tag for the next time they appear on that show. It can be fun watching the hosts get to know the members better and even picking an Oshiman. A running gag for these shows is the winners of the segments can receive photo pens of each of the hosts. Usually the members either don't want them because they're ugly, or they only choose a pen of one of the hosts, but not the other, making that host get jealous. International fans are probably used to the tightly edited, digestible 22-minute runs of AK Bingo in the Sakamichi shows, due to them being on TV, whereas these shows are live, unedited stage shows, and are also live streamed. As such, these shows run much longer than other idol variety shows. Mera Mera NMB is usually around 2 hours long, while Bachi Bachi NMB is under an hour and a half, so it can be quite the test of endurance to sit through, especially if the segments aren't super engaging to you. The best part is you can attend these shows live if you're ever in Japan when they shoot them. The tickets are quite cheap at about 2,300 yen for each show. The shows are usually on the 4th Thursday or Wednesday of the month, but sometimes the schedule changes. Because these shows are in the middle of the day and in the middle of the week, 2 p.m. for Mera Mera NMB, and 5 p.m. for Bachi Bachi. These shows are easy to get tickets for. Tickets are sold first come first served, but they almost never sell out. Tickets are sold on FANY, which is also the same site where NMB sells their theater show tickets. Tickets are even sold on the same day in front of the Yes Theater. If you aren't in Japan or can't make it over to Osaka when they have these shows, you can also buy the live stream for a little over 1,000 yen on the FANY Online site, which includes an archive that is available for 3 days after the show airs. If you missed the wacky hijinks of AK Bingo and want to see NMB48's real strength, I highly recommend checking out Mera Mera NMB and Bachi Bachi NMB whenever new episodes air. The Namba channel on YouTube uploads old archives of these shows from the past year every Tuesday night. You can also find subbed clips that I translated into English on my YouTube channel. So that does it for talking about Mera Mera NMB and Bachi Bachi NMB. Let me know what you think about these shows and what do you think about this kind of video format. I love to hear your comments. I love to hear your ideas for future video ideas. So yeah, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all later. Peace!